All right, welcome back to PGI, where I am joined with a very, very good friend of mine who I haven't seen all season because he's been grinding, Mr. Marcus Dunhill. He is quarterback and assistant GM for the Fort Worth Toros that have been having a great, fantastic, wonderful season. Man, how are you?
I'm great. Thank you so much for having me.
I know you are. Shoot, y'all haven't lost the game yet.
Not yet, but you never know.
Yeah, well, I mean, I want to say, man, you guys have definitely turned the corner. Um, and Hacker and Luis have been firing on all cylinders to get you guys where you are. So, Marcus, tell me from your perspective, what do you think the secret to your success is in Fort Worth?
Well, I think it has a lot to do with Nacho. He's worked so hard this season. I've kind of been in and out watching him prepare some of his game plans, and he spends a lot of time simming, a lot of time planning. And I think the work that he puts in is what shows on the field, as well as, our progression plans, all our teams, Hacker helping out as well. I think we all just put in a lot of work. And I think it's built on foundations of season after season, considering we had a deep playoff run last year and we were just looking to build on that this year.
So, did you foresee you guys having an undefeated season and doing so well?
Not one bit, It's always nice to be undefeated, but you kind of have to be realistic and say, you know what, we're probably going to lose at some point, and that's okay. So I was kind of waiting for that to happen, and so far it hasn't. But, even last year we didn't escape without any losses, and I figured this year would kind of be the same deal. My minimum goal is let's shoot for the playoffs, have a clean slate, and then try to make a run in the playoffs. But we've been really fortunate this season.
You definitely have. Now, this game tonight against Alamo City, you have Greg that's been in the lab working day and night trying to figure you guys out. So what do you think that you guys will have to do to be able to continue your undefeated streak against these guys?
Well, if you look at the history so far, we have not beaten Alamo City. And it's kind of funny because when the schedule came out earlier in this season, I said, please do not tell me that our division is going to come down to playing them week 12, because of course it did again. And, for us to beat them, I think we just need to play mistake free football. We need to do really well on the ground. We cannot turn the ball over in the air. We have to force them to make mistakes because I think this game is going to come down to whichever team makes mistakes is going to lose.
Got it. One more question for you. What do you think will be the secret to your success for the playoffs? Because if I'm not mistaken, it's been a long time coming since you guys have went into the playoff with this as a high caliber team, so to speak.
Well,
Go ahead.
As I say, I think we went into the playoffs as a pretty high caliber team last season. However, we had one of the worst endings to our season that I think I've ever had in my career. I think you remember it was a game, I believe, against you guys last season, the playoffs where JZ Bacon went down and then our backup running back went down when our game plan was so focused on our running game. And we kind of lost that piece and weren't able to stay competitive in that game. So we felt like we had a lot to prove this season to come back and see if we could do it again. I wasn't going to think we were going to be undefeated, but we showed last year that we were a pretty strong team and we were hoping to be able to continue that this season.
For all of the for the members of your team that still feel that you guys did not get the shine or the attention, that you deserved, what is your message to those players or to those individuals that, you feel that may have missed you guys?
I mean, we have another chance this season to show people what we can do, and I hope we get to do that in the postseason. We may win, we may lose. I just want to have a complete fair game where we're at full strength, our opponent's at full strength, and nobody feels like they played a game with their arms tied behind their back. As for the players on the team, we work all season to get to the playoffs, and once we get here, it's time to show everybody what we can do.
All right then. Well, good luck tonight and for the rest of the season.
Thank you so much. Good luck to you guys in the playoffs as well.
Gotcha, man. Back to you in the booth. Welcome back to where I am joined with another great friend of mine. Mr. Saran Yates the fourth. It is the fourth, right? Okay, I had to make sure because with the numerals, I get a little sidetracked. But he is the
Right.
president and GM of the Baltimore Vultures, who just won their game over the Carolina Skyhawks. Man, how does it feel? That was a good game.
Yeah. I mean, that Ike McBride is a beast. That's all
Hmm.
I'm gonna say. Like that, we got to tip our hats to Ike McBride. No matter what we do in the two games we didn't play them. I mean, it's like almost impossible to stop her. Big ups to her. So, I mean, she is a monster.
So, what do you think the keys to the success are? This season, because I mean, this new game, new era of esports football, and you 9-3. Which is
Mm.
not a bad score for a new game or record, I should say.
Uh, well, I mean, we had our growing pains early. Had a lot of talks. We got a lot of communication. That's one reason why we've done this so many times before. And what I mean by what we've done is like we've talked about this before. And it's just the ability to communicate with T-Pat and TJ, and go over with the Velvet Hammer, Mr. Trains, and we all come up with different scenarios, and it's easy for teams to have one scout, but it's a blessing for a team to have all scouts because everybody look at it and have their say or how they feel about things. And luckily, we have T-Pat, like I said, and TJ that can take what we say and put it into a game plan, make adjustments, and it's just, it's just a blessing.
Hey, indeed. I would say it's five, six, seven pairs of eyes better than just one, you know. So,
Absolutely.
so I definitely can feel you on that. And next time I talk to the Velvet Hammer, I'll make sure I bring that up. See if he's actually helping or if he's just looking at the game. Um,
Mm,
but so you guys are going into a bye week. And of
mm.
course, it's always nice. But do you think, in your opinion, that going having a bye week before a playoff game is good for the momentum of the team and and for the coach? Or do you think maybe just going in full force, keeping the momentum going constantly is a secret to winning?
Well, there was a line I learned from you probably a couple of seasons ago, any given sim day. So we can either keep it hot or we can let our positions on offense and defense look at whoever we're going to be playing and come up with a great game plan. I'm a Ohio State fan, so no, we're not going to steal any signs or anything like that, like a team that I know. But we are going to be watching what someone does, win or lose. We go into the game always thinking we're going to win, or, you know, how can I say? I'm trying to find the right word and it's going over my head right now, but we always go in feeling that we can win, knowing another team can beat us, but doing everything we can not to give that team what they want. And that way, when we have a bye week, we can look over and see who we're playing.
Hmm.
Like I was saying earlier about Ike McBride in Carolina, is that, sheesh, no matter what game plan you put in with that monster of a person, you know, you got to be lucky. Sometimes your defense has to stop. So we have to see what's going on with that
Hmm.
before we even play games. So I do like more of a bye week, to watch. Or, if we've been in before where we didn't have a bye week and we won it all. So it is what it is.
Gotcha. Last question for you. Um, Out of the three losses that you guys had this season, which one do you feel the most passionate about? Like maybe you were just this close from winning, or maybe a couple of teammates dropped the ball in a few areas. Which one that you wish that you can get back?
That again, Carolina is our rival, And I was in our locker room, in our admin meetings and stuff that we have, and I was going off about our defense not stopping the run. And that kills me. I mean, we got beat by Alamo, right? Uh, they're a good squad. They're a great, great squad. It
Definitely.
all losses hurt, but like I said, with the us, I'm not gonna say nothing bad about it. With the Sky, with Carolina, it really hurt the most because we never want to lose to that team. That's why I give them the most respect. And I was just like, we can't stop bleep, bleep, we can't
Hmm.
stop the run. Are y'all kidding me? Well, let's do something. Why is our defense, why is she just bowling over? I mean, I seen my dude get ran over like a freight train, and I went off like, nah, that ain't supposed to happen. I ain't never seen that. Getting hit by two linemen and three linebackers in the sink and the upper deck, and 15 fans came out. She ran over everybody. So that, that was my worst. All like I said, all of them to the other two teams that beat us, big ups. But that Carolina ass whooping, no matter how close or far it was, it could have been 1 or 100. It didn't matter.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how deep you guys go to the playoff. Will it be another championship ring, or no, are you gonna make it? So it's gonna be an interesting
I mean,
story either way.
we feel like Thanos, so just don't let us snap our finger.
You have enough. You have a good have a good night, man. Appreciate your time.
Deuces.
Back to you in the booth. Welcome back to PGI, where I am joined with another good friend of mine, Mr. Mighty RX, aka Max Paul. He is the owner and actually helping out with coaching this season over at the Florida Storm, coming off a big win, 31-17, knocking the Louisiana Revolution off. They're out of the playoff contention. Man, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. It was a tough week. Getting ready for Louisiana, knowing that their defense would give us some problems. Because their run defense has been really good this entire season. So we knew we'd have to pick our spots, and kind of stay with it, even if we weren't successful running the ball at the beginning, and which we did. And slowly but surely, we were able to kind of make some inroads and get put the ball in the end zone a couple times, and then Bullet went down, and kind of got hairy.
Yeah,
And but then the backup came in and did backup things because the mentality in Florida is next man up, right? We don't rely on one person to do everything.
right.
You just do your job, right? What's that? That's that Gus Bradley line or Pete Carroll line. No, that's thing the Bill Belichick. Do your job,
There
right?
you
They just
go.
if you do your job, don't worry about nobody else, right? Because you can't cover two receivers at the same time. So you do your job, right? And then you let everyone else do their job, and big ups to Louisiana again. We knew they they would not go out without a fight, and we're just happy that we're able to get out of that one with a big time win that kind of propels us into the playoffs. So it's a great way to end the regular season in front of home fans, giving it a nice strong performance from all phases. Big ups to our rookies as well. JJ Bailey came through with a clutch sack on a third and long. But he's part of head coach Art's defense. Funny during the game, I said, because I call his defense Latino Heat. I don't know if you like it or not, but that's what I'm gonna call it from now on, because he be bringing that spice over there with that
All
defense he
right,
got
then.
running. So I'd be remiss not to give head coach Art all the flowers because his defense has been balling this entire season for us, and hopefully we could keep that going and even step it up to the next level come playoff time. So I said too much already. AJ, what you got?
No, you're good. I actually had another question for you before I let you go. Um, so with the new game transition, and now you guys are 10-2, did you foresee your season ending off on the high note, like like it was, like it did?
No. As I tell my team, I still don't know what I'm doing. I'm just throwing stuff at the wall, and hopefully some sticks. And so far, it's stuck more weeks than not. So we're still trying to figure out, which playbooks work best with the talent level we have, which plays Ron is able to execute, which plays he can't, which plays work best with the kind of blocking talent we have up front. I'm sure Art's still tinkering defensively as to what our defense can and can't do. So it's all another learning process, mind you, before, because with the previous platform we were using, we had eons with it to kind of fine tune and get to where we're trying to go. This brand new baby we got in our hands now, we're still test driving certain things, trying to find out its limits, right? And trying to stretch it. Oh, okay, maybe it can't do this, but maybe it can do this. So that's where we are now. We're still tinkering, just still trying to find the best combination of plays and formations that can help us get the results we're looking for.
Quickly, last question. 2 losses in the books for you this season. What did you learn from those 2 losses?
Not to pick those plays or playbooks. That's the best. Yeah, the Atlanta loss.
Basically.
The Atlanta loss was the learning experience, and then the follow up with the Carolina loss was like, really? We had one bad pass. The one bad pass cost us the game. So it's one of those. Okay, we know Ron can't execute that one. So yeah, that pass has been burnt in forevermore and will not be used in Florida, at least. No, not for the foreseeable future. That's what we learned. We learned, okay, because Art's defended his thing. Like I said, his defense has been balling. Offensively, we did not come correct in neither one of those games, which is why Atlanta, did their thing and beat us, and then Carolina got us at the buzzer and beat us. But that's what we learned. So hopefully we can keep that going and keep learning and keep getting better as the playoff now, the second season gets started.
All right, then. Here we go. Let's get this in the books, Coach. Thank you so much for taking time out to spend with us. I know you're a busy man, so I appreciate it.
No problem. And what did Eddie be saying? Arizona, we love y'all. Right? That's what everything. There you go. Big up my boy Eddie. Big time dub too. Big win. Big win. Big rivalry. Big win. Big win. Can't wait to see what y'all do in the playoffs as well. So,
hey man, we're gonna bring it like everybody else. Love you, man. See you soon.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Peace. Back to you in the booth. We are back with PGI, where I'm joined with head coach and co-owner, Mr. Eddie Gage, coming off a dominating victory over the Las Vegas Fury, 31-9. Man, how are you doing tonight?
Happy to get that last one out the way. Waiting till Sunday night is always nerve-wracking because it tends to mess up my whole weekend because I'm just thinking about the game all the time. But now that it's over with, I can just move on.
Absolutely. On to the next one, as they say, right?
Yeah.
So defense put on a dominating performance tonight. Of course, offense scored 31 points, but your defense was definitely different. With this new game change, what have you been noticing about the defensive changes that you've been making that are key to your success? Now, you don't have to give away the specific plays, of course, but maybe something that you're coming to an understanding to that you would like to share.
That offensive linemen who aren't necessarily paid as much as other players can be dominant, and to get home consistently, you have to bring pressure to make the quarterback nervous, so to speak, or rush throws and stuff like that, create turnovers. You just sit back there and let them do their thing, they're going to pick you apart. So, got to bring pressure.
Okay. So now that we're at the end of the season, time to reflect. So the 3 losses that Arizona had, you know, is there anything or any specific play or any specific moment that kind of stuck out to you that you really learned from?
Um, Shout out to all the coaches who out here doing it. No disrespect to anybody, but there was one game in particular in which I didn't take advantage of something that I anticipated coming, and it cost us dearly. Our defense played lights out, but um, I got out coached that game because I did not prepare us for certain looks, and sure enough, they made us pay for it. So I had to learn from that, and unfortunately, it resulted in us taking a loss. And had I been more prepared, perhaps we're sitting at home with a first round bye rather than preparing to play next week. So
Mm. With that, with that, um, I believe our next opponent could be
Minnesota,
Minnesota.
it is Minnesota.
So it is Minnesota, and
Mhm.
Arizona has already had a win for Minnesota. So, how do you foresee? Are you a little bit nervous, Coach, with this particular matchup, having to see them again after winning the first time?
I'm always nervous. Every playoff game, regular season game. I don't care if we're playing a high school team. I'm nervous. You know that. But playoffs is win or go home, and like you said, we just played them a couple weeks ago, so I'm sure they're gonna dissect that tape and learn from it, just like we are.
Yeah.
And I expect Axel and company to come out ready. They're gonna probably make some changes that we aren't anticipating. I just gotta be prepared for any and everything because it's lose or go home. So there's no time for errors, and I gotta get us ready.
One more question. For those individuals that, well, when the game was first introduced that we would be switching over, you were not a fan of that. And now seeing that you are in the playoffs, you brought your team to the playoff contention. Did you ever for a second guess your coaching ability?
Hell no. I mean, it's still football at the end of the day, as long as you know your X's and O's and know how to take advantage of certain situations and certain looks, both offensively and defensively. And if you have a squad that's built to compete, my confidence has never wavered. So for all those people who said, yo, Gage, he not motivated, man, I got 20 some players on my squad I'm thinking about. My motivation was never lost. And my desire to compete and win games has never been lost either. So I don't know where that even came from or why it was even mentioned, but they can kick rocks with that. I mean, one person in particular said we was going to win 6 games tops because I just wasn't motivated. And here we are with 9 wins. So, we playing with house money at this point. So if we go 0-1 in the playoffs this season, it's still a win for us, as far as I'm concerned, for that individual at least, not for me.
So much, Coach. I really appreciate your time. Can't wait to see how Arizona's going to fare in the playoff contention and see where it goes.
So
All right. Thank you.
Arizona, I love. Oh man, let's go. Western Division champions for the 5th time in 7 seasons. Let's get it.
Indeed. Thank you. Back
So.
to you in the booth.